the products and sharing them. It's a blessing from God, and God blesses all of us for making a difference in people's lives. You never know when someone's ready to hear your message. I had a friend of mine, he played football years ago, and I'm a hairstylist. He would come in to get a haircut, and he was always limping and had a lot of pain, and I spent 8 years giving him messages, little messages, and he put his head up in the sky like he didn't really care. And one day his wife came in, and I looked at her and I could tell she wasn't very well. And I said to her, "How you doing?" And she says, "Not so well." Doctors gave her 2 options, pain management and a wheelchair with a neurological problem. Turned her life around, and she was able to get her life back, and she's running the beach. 7 years later, her mother comes over to live with her, and she's faced with dementia, Alzheimer's, depression, and bipolar. She says, "Do you have anything that can help my mother?" And I says, "I don't know. The wellness home is going to get her healthy, but I don't know the extent of it." And we got her into a wellness home. And 4 days later, they told me that she was a whole different person. And I said, "I don't believe you." And she says, "Well, I'm gonna have my husband talk to you." And he's the skeptic guy. And he says, "Nina, you've got my attention." And I said, "I don't believe you either." Because I saw her the day I went there when we were setting up the wellness home. And her eyes looked at me like her spirit was screaming, "Get me out of this body." And I cried. I didn't know what we could do to help her. So I didn't believe them. And they said, "We're gonna put her on the phone." And I said, "Hello." And she said, "How are you?" And I said, "Well, how are you?" And she says, "I'm doing great." I said, "What's going on?" And she said, "I changed my attitude." Then I realized I've been working with a lot of different, bad backs and people with MS and people with cancers and different challenges, but I never had a chance to work with people with mental conditions. And I have my friends here, John and Judalyn Patton. Judalyn's been a nurse for many years, and we've been friends for many years, 30 years or more. And our children grew up together, and then we didn't see each other for 24 years. And she helped me put this together so everybody could see the experience that we got to see firsthand with this young lady. So I'm going to turn it over to Judalyn and let her and John and let them share a few words. And we're excited to share this story with you folks in this video because it's very touching. Please welcome Judalyn and John.
Hi, I'm Judalyn.
I'm John.
We're Judalyn and John Patton, so that makes us JP times 2. I've been a nurse since 1982, and when I got introduced to Nikken by my best friend Nina, it was with this little bracelet, and I was like, "You've got to be kidding me." I said, "You must have bumped your head. This is going to help me." And I started as a nurse's aide, and I became an LVN, became an RN, I became a director, and eventually moved up to a director of the operating room. Well, the stress got so bad for me after working 16-hour days, my life actually was crazy patterns like we just saw earlier, where I was just scattered all over the place. Eventually, I got broken down so bad, I had to have 4 screws put in my back. Then, I really paid attention to Nikken. It changed my life, and 9 months later, I happened to run into this big old heathen up in the mountains, and he had this brace on. And I said, "What's wrong with you?" He says, "Well, I was paralyzed for 29 days in the hospital." I said, I bet I can make you stronger right now. He said, no, you can't. I said, yes, I can. And I did. And I got the prize. So I did a simple demonstration that a lot of us in here do on a daily basis to people that we see. Then it deeply started to affect my life because my mom, this coming November, will be the first time ever she's not lived in her home. She'll be there for a year in assisted living. When Nina talked to me about Cindy's mom, I was like, what? And she said, yeah. And so I called Cindy, and I talked to her, and I got some information about her mom. I got some information about her mom was going through big problems. She weighed over 300 pounds. She was living on processed food and pizza. She was being taken care of by an 89-year-old partner who couldn't care for her anymore. And as she got bigger and bigger, she couldn't move. Her mobility decreased and decreased. Her mental acuity decreased and decreased to the point where she was just babbling. And so last night, Reed was talking to us about say less to more people. And so one of the things we wanted to do here today was not necessarily tell you all about it. We wanted to show you a little bit more. But before we do that, I just want to give you a few Alzheimer's facts for everybody that's moved in baby boomers. Anybody baby boomers here? Baby boomers, yeah! We don't have boomeritis, okay? We don't have boomeritis. What we have is we have toxic buildup. Alzheimer's fact is that there's 5.1 million in the United States. 2/3, 3.2 million are women. 1.9 million are men. By 2025, it'll go up to 7.1 million. That's a 40% increase. 40% increase in Alzheimer's. By 2050, people age 65 and over, it may triple to where it is now at 5.1 million. It will be 13.8 million. And with that in mind, can you please roll the video? Thanks everybody for having us on.
At home, I cried, oh, I can't help it.
I love you, Mom.
I love you. I love you, Mom. Are you getting hungry? You want something to eat? Huh? You want some applesauce and oatmeal? Okay, we're gonna sit up. Okay? I love you. Each day we're gonna get better, Mom. Every day.
Miss Janet, a couple of weeks after being on the Nikken products, I went to her house and she says to me, she holds my hand and she says, "Thank you. What took you so long to come and help me?" So, anybody out there that knows people that want to change in their life, these products work. The company's the best. It's second to none. And go out there and make a difference in someone's life, because it does matter. And God bless everybody. Have a good trip.